If you're going to build something from nothing, you've got to know what really works. I took a $1,000 loan and built a $5 billion business, and now I make smart investments in new businesses on Shark Tank. This is Barbara Corcoran, and you're listening to Business Unusual. On this episode, I'll tell you the traits that I've seen in every great salesperson I've ever worked with. You might think that great salespeople are born that way, but I can tell you it's a combination of nature and nurture. Here are the traits that all great salespeople have in common. Number one, they have an opinion without all the facts, and that's perfectly fine. They're able to talk a dog off a meat wagon. Talk to a great salesperson for just a minute, and they'll persuade you that their point of view is the right point of view, and you'll be willing to follow. Number two, all great salespeople are willing to take a leap of faith, take a risk, and put all the chips on the table and be willing to lose. That's because innately great salespeople are comfortable with failure. They understand the great truth that in order to succeed extremely well, that they have to take a lot of chances. And so failure is perfectly fine because they have the ability to get up, dust themselves off, and keep on ticking. All great salespeople are passionate, and you can feel their passion for what they're selling a mile away. And their passion is well directed. It's directed at you, so be careful. Any conversation with a salesperson is really an interview in a sales pitch. Last, the best salespeople I know are sometimes not the smartest people in the world because they lack one ability, which is the ability to feel sorry for themselves. Hit them in the head, and they're not smart enough to lay low very long. They pop back up and say, hey, hit me again. Go figure. These are the traits that I've seen in every great salesperson I've ever worked with. You've been listening to Business Unusual with me, Barbara Corcoran. Got a business question you want to ask me? Tweet it at Barbara Corcoran. I just might answer it on a future episode. Come back next week to hear more steps and missteps I took on the path to success on Business Unusual. Business Unusual is part of the iHeartRadio Podcast Network. Be sure to follow Business Unusual on iHeartRadio or subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Our executive producer is Sandy Smallins for Audiation. Our mixer is Dave Savage. Chris Peterson is Senior Vice President of Podcasts for iHeartRadio.